It is predicted that Israel will bomb Iran's nuclear energy and weapons facilities on October 9th, 2023. And then Israel will nuke and completely destroy Damascus, Syria on October 26th, 2023. Exactly 20 years after Israeli fighter jets flew over in formation the Auschwitz death camps. The date that this video is posted proves that this prediction is being made ahead of time, as does this time-stamped email and forensic notes PDF document. If you are skeptical for some reason, please email me and I will forward these to you. In 2003, the Polish Air Force invited the Israeli Air Force to participate in the Radom Air Show to mark the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the Polish Air Force. Amir Ashel, then a brigadier general, was an amateur historian who had investigated the question of why the Allies did not bomb Auschwitz during World War II. He implored his commander, Dan Hulitz, to accept the invitation with the condition that some of the planes could fly from Radom to Auschwitz as a tribute to the victims of the Holocaust. Ashel, himself a son of Holocaust survivors, along with pilots Avi Mayor and Avi Lebkovitz, and weapons systems officer Shimshon Rosen, participated in the airfare with both ground and aerial displays. The flight from Warsaw Radom Airport to Israel included the flyover of Auschwitz, nicknamed Flight 301, so that pilots did not have to change or extend their flight route. On September 4th, 2003, 3 F-15 planes took off from the Radom Airport in bad weather and flew about 200 kilometers above a thick layer of clouds before descending to a low altitude of 1,200 feet and flying in formation over the camp. They flew over the gate, the railway, the ramp, and the array of Israeli Defense Forces soldiers, while Amir Ashel read a short paragraph he had written especially for the occasion over the intercom system. The paragraph honored the victims of the Holocaust and reaffirmed the commitment of the Israeli Air Force to protecting the Jewish people and their country, Israel. We pilots of the Air Force, flying in the skies above the camp of horrors, arose from the ashes of the millions of victims and shoulder their silent cries, salute their courage, and promise to be the shield of the Jewish people and its nation Israel. Haaretz columnist Ari Shavit wrote, Flight 301 was one of the most unusual operations ever carried out by the Israel Air Force. Israel has an unstated policy nicknamed the Samson option. If its existence is threatened by its enemies, it will nuke them. In the Bible, Samson was a ruler in Israel for 20 years. Exactly 20 years prior to September 4th, 2023, the date it is predicted that Israel will nuke and completely destroy Damascus, Syria. In a moment of self-defense out of survival and desperation, was the day that 3 Israeli F-15 fighter jets flew over Auschwitz. They flew over Auschwitz in a ceremonial flyover. The letter F is the 6th letter in the alphabet. F-15 hints at 15 and 6. F hints at 6, and then the 15, it hints at 15 minus 6 equals 9. 3 F-15s hint at 999, 999. Like Roman letters, Hebrew letters are also numbers. The numeric equivalent of Damascus, Syria, in Hebrew gematria, is 999. From the Bible, the number 9 symbolizes God's judgment. And in God's true big picture of signs, patterns, and connections, which is only being explained on this channel, the number 9 is the most important number. 3 nines is an emphasis of the number 9 that symbolizes God's judgment. Damascus is known as the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. In the Bible, Damascus is symbolism for the world. The destruction of Damascus will be symbolism for the beginning of God's judgment on the world. The Auschwitz death camp is symbolism for mass death. There will be mass death when Israel will nuke Damascus. Israel may use F-15 fighter jets to drop the nuclear bomb or bombs on Damascus. The analysis in this video explains how God's true big picture of signs, patterns, and connections pointed to the date September 4th, 2023, and this video explains why it was believed that September 4th would be the predicted date that Israel would nuke and completely destroy Damascus, Syria, and fulfill the prophecy in the 17th chapter of the book of Isaiah in the Bible. Since the time of the original production of this video, God's signs have revealed more knowledge, and instead of nuking Damascus, Syria on September 4th, it is now predicted that Israel will nuke Damascus, Syria on October 26th, 2023, and fulfill Isaiah chapter 17 days after it is predicted that Israel will bomb Iran on October 9th. September 4th ended up being a step in the trail of signs that is leading to the predicted date that Israel will nuke Damascus, Syria. September 4th was the day of the prophetic Burning Man sign, the amazing details of which are explained in the must-watch Burning Man prophecy video. Every year at the end of the Burning Man festival, 70,000 quote-unquote burners leave en masse in what is called the Exodus. This year, the Exodus was a muddy disaster when the Playa Desert sand turned to mud due to unprecedented rain. The quote-unquote burners were trapped for days before they were finally allowed to begin the Exodus at 14 o'clock local time on September 4th, 1400 military time. The reason the Exodus began at 14 o'clock was because the disastrous Burning Man Exodus is symbolism for an evacuation, and it is predicted that Israel will bomb Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant and cause an evacuation in southwest Iran on October 9th, 14 days after it is predicted that a dirty bomb or suitcase nuke will be detonated in Manhattan, New York City, and cause an evacuation of Manhattan Island on September 25th. More is explained in the Burning Man video, but this is also why DJ Diplo and Chris Rock were part of this Burning Man news story, and why the video of them leaving Burning Man in the back of a pickup truck went viral. They left Burning Man with Austin Butler, who played Elvis in the recent Elvis movie, and also on September 4th was the world premiere of the new movie about Elvis's relationship with 14-year-old Priscilla. Also, the predicted evacuation in southwest Iran on October 9th will be 35 days after the prophetic Exodus evacuation from Burning Man on September 4th, and the nation of Persia was renamed Iran in 1935. And the 35th chapter of the book of Isaiah in the Bible is a prophecy about the parched land of the desert becoming a pool of water, and about a road that God's ransomed will travel on called Highway of Holiness. The burners in their exodus out of the parched land that had been turned to pools of water traveled down what is called Gate Road. And in the Bible, judgment on a people symbolically begins at the gate. The prophetic Burning Man Exodus on September 4th, that was the result of sand turning to mud, was 9 days after Bob Barker died at the age of 99 on August 26th, and Barker is famous for his fight scene in a movie with Jewish comedian Adam Sandler, in which Sandler is thrown into water and is soaking wet, which hints at the sand turning to mud at Burning Man 9 days after Sandler's tribute tweet to Barker on the day he died at the age of 99. Barker rhymes with Bashur, and the fight between Barker and the Jewish comedian hints at the fight between the Jewish nation Israel and Iran when Israel will bomb Iran's Bashur nuclear power plant. Barker hosted the TV game show The Price is Right for a record 35 years, and Persia was renamed Iran in 1935. The name Bob Barker in English gematria is equal to 444, and on the day that the host of The Price is Right died, news broke that the U.S. Marines are buying, for the right price, 44 of Israel's Iron Dome launchers. This was on August 26th, which is 44 days before it is predicted that Israel will bomb Iran's Bashur nuclear power plant on October 9th, which will be 17 days before it is predicted that Israel will nuke Damascus, Syria on October 26th and fulfill Isaiah chapter 17. In Hebrew gematria, Damascus, Syria is 999, and in the Bible, the number 9 is symbolic of God's judgment. And in the Bible, the city of Damascus is symbolic of the world. God will judge the world that will be led by the Antichrist after it attempts to destroy Israel and make Jerusalem an international city. It is predicted that there will be an evacuation in southwest Iran 14 days after it is predicted that there will be an evacuation in New York City on September 25th. September 25th will be exactly 9 years, which symbolizes judgment, after the birth of the second of 2 prophetic cows, born with the number 7 on its forehead. These cows pointed to the king of Egypt's dream in the Bible about 14 cows. In the dream, the 14 cows are separated into 2 sets of 7 cows, and the latter 7 cows are symbolic of the end times period of 7 years of the Antichrist. In Bible prophecy, it is said that this symbolic 7 years of the Antichrist begins after 69 sets of 7 years. This is why at the same time that the 7 cow was born on September 25th, 2014, the Antichrist spoke at the opening of the 69th UN General Assembly in New York City, which is exactly 9 years, which symbolizes judgment, before it is predicted that a dirty bomb or suitcase nuke will explode in New York City, which will lead to an evacuation of New York City, and this will be 14 days before it is predicted that there will be an evacuation in southwest Iran after it is bombed by Israel. These 14 days in between these 2 evacuations are hinted at with this connection to the 14 cows. Aliens and UFOs are demons masquerading as aliens and UFOs. Most people's spiritual experiences are demonic deception, especially if they are not a true follower of Christ. God became a man and died a horrible death at the hand of the ruler of this world, Satan, and then defeated death for you, so that you too can overcome death, which is the price that must be paid for sin. It is time to repent, which means to change one's ways and turn to God and become a disciple of Jesus. Please leave a like and upvote the video, and once this prediction has come to pass, share this video with everyone you know, and more, don't stop sharing it everywhere in social media. It is essential that everyone immediately read the homepage of my website, TrumpPrediction.com. If you are watching this on the YouTube platform, Please note that not all of the videos are on YouTube. You need to switch to the bitchute.com or the odyssey.com channel. And do it now in case you aren't able to later.